They told you the road to wealth is a straight line: study, work hard, save. It's the whispered mantra, the melody of obedience, a formula designed to keep you safe. It's the echo of the middle class at every family dinner party. But I ask you, safe from what? Safe from poverty, or safe from true freedom? Because security, that warm wool blanket that wraps your mind, is the worst enemy of exponential growth. The only way to grow at a real rate is to embrace discomfort. The brutal reality is this, and I need you to hear it unfiltered: without the sweetener of self-help, working hard won't make you rich. It will only make you an efficient slave. Effort is the entry fee, yes, but it's never the winning strategy. Money isn't the reward for toil or loyalty, it's the direct byproduct of a radical market value decision, a game of leverage. Today, we're going to dismantle the lie that keeps you tied to the 95%. Today, we're going to talk about what you must stop doing if you want to cross that threshold. It's not about what to start doing. It's about what to sacrifice, what old paradigms you need to burn to the ground to build something new. The golden hamster wheel: think of modern life as a giant corporate hamster wheel. Most people get on the wheel the day they receive their first paycheck, and unwittingly, the wheel becomes their destination. They believe that if they run faster, the wheel will stop and give them a bigger check. But the wheel doesn't stop. The wheel rewards you just enough to keep you running: a 3% annual pay raise, paid vacation, the promise of a decent retirement at 65. This isn't freedom. This is servitude with benefits. Chess is won with strategy, not exhaustion. Wealth is built with leverage, not brute force. 95% are obsessed with marginal profit. They live a life of high financial resolution for a low-definition salary. And what robs people of that strategic freedom of movement? It's the unconscious addiction to 3 false pillars of security that we're going to dismantle today. Principle 1: stop selling your time for money. The first, and most devastating, decision you must stop making is viewing your time as an asset to be sold. Time is your only truly finite resource. When you exchange it for a fixed salary, you've declared, "My potential has a limit." Your maximum value is X per 24 hours. The tyranny of linear exchange, the fear of leaving, the system scares you with the idea of not having a fixed income. But salaried work is the most dangerous linear exchange. You only win when you're present. If you get sick, if you go on vacation, if you decide to think about an idea instead of answering an email, your income stops. You're penalized for absence. The illusion of scale: the hose case: 95% are trapped in the garden hose economy. No matter how much you increase the water pressure, your effort, your overtime, and the diameter of the hose, which is your base salary, remains the same. Wealth is building a completely new pipe with an infinite diameter. Practical tips: activate leverage. Wealth isn't scaled by adding hours, it's scaled by multiplying your impact. There are 4 types of leverage you should start building. 1. Code software. Technology: builds something once that can serve 1 million people, an app, a course, a system. Software doesn't get tired and works 24/7. 2. Media, intellectual property: write a book, create a channel, record a podcast. Your work is done once, but it is sold and consumed thousands of times. 3. Capital, investment. Using money to make more money: stocks, real estate. It's money working for you. 4. People, delegation: teams. Hiring someone who does the work at 80% of the level you would, freeing up your time to do million-dollar tasks. The story of leverage: the silent founder. I know the story of an advertising executive who earned $300,000 a year. He felt rich, but tied down. If he left his office for a week, everything stopped. He decided to dedicate 2 hours a day to a side project: simple social media management software for small businesses. He did the design once. 10 years later, the software serves 50,000 clients, generating more passive income than his former salary. He traded his linear time for a scalable system. If you identified with that image of the hose and are ready to start building a pipeline that multiplies, subscribe now and turn on notifications. I don't want you to miss the detailed action plan on how to build your first piece of leverage. Principle 2, stop seeking certainty at all costs. The second false pillar is addiction to certainty. We've been programmed to seek a guaranteed path. A job with benefits. An investment fund that never falls. The human brain detests ambiguity because it associates it with danger. Security feels good, it's warm, it's comfortable. But that comfort, that perceived financial security, is a psychological trap that strangles growth. The fog paradox: fear of failure. 95% are paralyzed by the fear of starting off on the wrong foot, of failing, of being judged. But the greatest returns in history didn't come from following the herd. They came from betting on an unpopular idea before it was obvious, from acting with incomplete information. This requires a tolerance for calculated risk. Visibility is created through movement. Life is like driving through fog at night. 95% of people stop because they can only see 10 meters ahead. The wealth builder doesn't stop. They know that if they move forward with caution and conviction, those 10 meters will reveal the next 10. Waiting for certainty is to condemn yourself to the mediocre returns everyone already knows. Practical tips: the 70% rule. 1. The minimum viable product (MVP). Don't wait for perfection. Launch version 1.0 of your idea when it's 70% of where you want it to be. The market will give you the remaining 30% of the information you need to improve. 2. Risk versus collateral damage. Ask yourself, what is the worst possible scenario if this fails? If you can survive the worst-case scenario, for example, losing the money from a course or a small investment, then it's not a blind risk, it's a calculated risk. Blind risk is investing your income. 3. The cost of inaction is greater. The real risk isn't investing in an asset that might fall, the real risk is remaining static in an accelerating world. Inflation eats away at your money. Inaction, disguised as caution, is the biggest gamble of all. A losing gamble. Think of Jeff Bezos. When he founded Amazon, brick-and-mortar bookstores dominated the world. There was zero certainty that people would buy books, let alone anything else, online. His initial plan wasn't a 100-step plan. It was a gigantic gamble in the fog. If he had waited for the certainty of an already established market, he would never have taken the first step. Your job is to start. If this idea that action precedes clarity resonates with you, and you're ready to move forward even in the fog, leave me a comment right now with the word fog. I want to know how many of you are ready to move forward without seeing the whole path. Principle 3, stop focusing on accumulating things. The third and most subtle form of sabotage is the obsession with visible accumulation. This is called the cost of being impressive. People chase wealth because they want to appear rich. The luxury car. The bloated house. The flashy watches. This isn't wealth. It's a lifestyle prison that binds you to the slavery of Principle 1. The debt of the facade, the impression game. The validation game. The problem isn't the purchase itself, it's the reason behind it. 95% of people use income that should be invested in income-generating assets to buy debt-generating assets, things that lose value, with the sole purpose of impressing people they don't actually care about. This forces you back into the cycle. You have to keep selling your time to maintain that facade. Wealth versus appearance. Wealth isn't what you spend, it's what you're able to generate without having to work. Wealth is cash flow, not net worth on paper. It's the amount of time you could survive maintaining your lifestyle without a salary. True wealth builders are often the most discreet. 3 practical tips. 1. Invest in flow, not a facade. Every dollar you earn has 2 options. It either works for you, or it buys something that forces you to work more. Focus on the rule: if it doesn't generate income or save you valuable time, don't buy it. 2. The right definition of spending: spend generously on things that save you time, e.g., housekeeping, assistance, productivity software. Be frugal on things that seek social validation, e.g., cars, clothes, expensive dinners. 3. Calculate your freedom ratio. How many months could you live if you lost your job tomorrow? Wealth is increasing that number of months from 2 to unlimited. History of accumulation, The Millionaire Next Door. The classic study in the book The Millionaire Next Door demonstrated that the true millionaire in the United States is not the one who drives a Ferrari and lives in a mansion. It's the electrician, the teacher, the owner of a modest shop who drives a 7-year-old car, lives in a simple house, and quietly invests 20 or 30% of their income. Their net worth is real. Those who appear rich are, in many cases, slaves to massive debt. Share this with that friend who needs to stop buying the latest gadget or luxury car and start buying their freedom. This truth must be uncomfortable to be effective. The temporary pain of the truth outweighs the long-term comfort of a lie. We have dismantled the 3 major pillars that keep you in the 95%. 1. The addiction to linear time travel. 2. The paralyzing pursuit of certainty. 3. The trap of visible accumulation. What truth are we avoiding? That wealth isn't a number in a bank account. It's total sovereignty over your time. It's the ability to make pure choices, those that are best for your soul, your family, or the world, not those driven by the fear of the next bill. If you want to be rich, the most important decision isn't which project you'll start tomorrow. It's which old lie you'll kill today, which comfort zone you're willing to demolish. Stop selling your time. Stop demanding certainty. Stop seeking validation. You don't need luck. You don't need a stroke of genius to fall from the sky. You just need a mind trained to see leverage and calculated risk where others only see the numbing comfort of routine. Most people die at 25 and are buried at 75. Don't let the fear of uncertainty be your slow death sentence. The pawn has a fixed path. The king has a strategic objective. The truth is, your salary is the bribe they give you to forget your dreams. Today is the day you pay back the bribe and start playing to be king. Make the radical decision and get off the treadmill.